Hey guys, it's AJC Productions over here. Just making my return to YouTube, and I'm going to be introducing my new segment. It's called the Six Count. Just basically a game-by-game recap of the Raps games. I'm not going to be venturing off into the Leafs game-by-game side. A lot of people already talked about that already, and I'll let Steve Dangle take care of that. He knows his stuff. I might just be making some side videos on the Leafs, but I'm going to be focusing on the Raptors, who might give me some more views. So we'll see what happens. But on to the game. Game 21. The Raps take an OT victory over the Denver Nuggets, 112-107, the final score. Initial analysis on this game, horrible defense on the Raps side, and even the Nuggets side too. I know they could play some better defense even without DeMar DeRozan. Over the last 3 weeks, I'm telling you, it's been horrible. And I know Coach Casey emphasizes defense, but these guys got to step it up big time. I know they could play way better on that end, but they need to step it up big time. And I hope they can do better against the Cavs and along the road, because I don't think their offense is going to keep bailing them out. But onto some stats here. T. Ross, initial aspect of the first quarter, I usually see him get like 5 to 7 first quarter points, and then he just stops. He's not aggressive after. He doesn't take any more shots. Now, I'm not sure if that's like a forced habit being with like DeMar and Kyle, but this guy's got to be more aggressive. I'd rather him taking more shots in the first quarter as like a hot hand than into like the third or fourth quarter where he's just trying to find his game again. But still, overall, a good game for T. Ross. He scored 16. Shooting 7 for 15 was not where I'd like it to be, but it's good to see him score 16 though. Kyle Lowry. Now, I hate when people are going to say, oh my god, this guy didn't have an MVP-like game. It takes a special person to contribute to a game when they're not scoring as much as they should. Now, I don't know why Valanciunas was a factor in the beginning and towards the end of the game. It's because Lowry involved him. He fed him the ball in the first quarter, like usual, and if he doesn't get that ball, guys, his confidence drops. And I've seen it before, and you cannot use him throughout the whole game after, especially in the fourth. He doesn't want to be on the floor after because he gets frustrated and it doesn't work out. So I'm glad that Lowry hooked up with Valanciunas a lot of the time. And JV shot pretty well. He was 8 for 11. I know those were I think 3 jams anyways, but good shooting. He's also a good free throw shooter too, which, I think he could evolve if the touches went his way more often, but it's really hard when you have a lot of scores on this team. Sweet Lou, what a performance! 26 points. The shooting wasn't on par. 7 for 16. He could have done maybe a little bit better, but glad seeing Lou with the confidence to shoot the ball. And honestly, this guy was a steal anyways. So key reserve, probably one of the best reserves in the NBA as of now. So I'm glad seeing this guy getting at least over 20. It's such a good asset to have on your team. But a player I'm going to focus on right now, and who I think is the MVP of the game, the PATMAN, Patrick Patterson. Man, this guy struggled early in the season compared to last season at least. But honestly, this guy is a really good asset to have. He's a stretch 4. I knew this guy could shoot really good for his size. Man, this guy was dialing up threes from everywhere last night. Helping the Raps getting back into the game after that horrible third quarter. I have no idea what happened there. But this guy was shooting lights out from 3, and honestly, key guy to have. He can guard at least, I'd say, 3 positions. 3-2 positions. Depends who's on the floor, really. But honestly, this guy, as long as his confidence keeps rising, I think this guy could maybe be a replacement for Amir in the future, though. Not right now, but this guy could be like an average starter for like an average team. Now, I'm not going to say 76ers because anyone could be a starter there, but, for an average team, this guy could be a starter, but we'll see what happens along his development. Back to Amir Johnson, though. What a warrior this guy is. They taped his ankles, I believe, and he still went out there and fought. I'm telling you, if they get rid of this guy at the end of the season, the mood in the locker room is about to go down. And DeMar's mood himself on the floor, it's going to be bad because him and Amir are pretty tight. Like after him and Lowry, they've been there for 6 years. They've gone through ups and downs, so if you're getting rid of Amir, that is a horrible decision. Looking at some other players, James Johnson, average game, at least on the offensive side. Defensive side, you know, was the usual James Johnson. Could be better, though. Seen better games from him, especially against the 76ers that time. But, you know, key reserve to have. We need a guy like that. And I'm telling you, the neck tattoos, those are tough, man. You need to be tough to get those. So, Grievous Vasquez. He's been struggling a bit, but including this game too, I think he was 4 for 9, I believe, 9 points. So I think this guy will pick it up. I think with each start, he's just going to get even better. You know, it just comes with the experience, and I'm telling you, this guy, another key reserve too, key asset to have, and I think he'll get better as time goes on. Off to Denver's side, though, some quick notes. Wilson Chandler, who the heck is that? No, I'm joking. I knew who he was before, but I'm telling you, in that deep corner there, he was shooting lights out. Unbelievable game from him, and you know, the shooting percentage wasn't too good, but if you saw the shots that he was making, beauties. And who was feeding him those beauties? Ty Lawson, unbelievable point guard. It just added to that point guard matchup that I liked between him and Lowry. The guy knows how to score, and he can even dish the ball as well. So, pretty sweet game from him. And we'll go to Aaron Aflalo. Seems like whenever he versus the Raps, he actually does pretty good. But this guy is mostly just a one-dimensional guy. He's a scorer. Could have been maybe an all-star reserve last year, but I don't know. I'd say the touches have to go somewhere, and when you get a lot of touches, you tend to score more. So I'd say this guy is just a little above-average score. It'd help maybe if he could play some defense, especially in the paint, where I can't remember who beat him on that. I think it may have been JV or it may have been Pat, I'm not sure, but he got beat in the paint there, and it looked horrible. He got schooled. So, but average player there. Does good against the Raps though, so that's positive for Denver. Overall though, a little bit of a disappointment here. I didn't get to see my boy Nate. Man, Nate Robinson's been injured, and sucks I couldn't see him, but hopefully he gets back. And I didn't see T. Ross dunk on Ken Fareed, but you know, I think it was good for Fareed to sit with a low back strain, so good for him, I guess. Overall, Raps defense has got to get better. Hopefully it improves in Game 22 against the Cavs. I think the Raps are going to take that one. I'd say Kyle Lowry's going to have a pretty sweet performance. I'd say a double-double because he needs to lead this team past that, you know, East rival there that they're going to be competing with down the road. And I think the Raps, they're going to keep contending top of the East, I believe, as long as the defense doesn't stay where it is right now. It's got to get better. So, bright things for the Raps, hopefully. But hey, guys, thanks for watching the 6 count. Hopefully a video can come soon. But thanks for watching again, and comment, rate, and subscribe. Thanks, guys.